Thank you also to the African Development Bank for inviting EBRD, the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, to the annual meeting. We have a very solid cooperation with the African Development Bank in Northern African countries. And to respond directly to your question, we have in EBRD, of course, as other multilateral institutions, we currently have a climate at the center of our strategy. It accounts for roughly 50% of our total investment, with a total 100% of investment by the end of the year to be fully aligned with the Paris Agreement. And we have a kind of a recipe, as I told you before, Zanel, before we started the meeting, a recipe with 3 ingredients that we apply in all our countries of operations, be it Eastern Europe, Central Asia, Northern Africa. And particularly Northern Africa has been working very well, in Egypt, in Morocco, in Tunisia. And these 3 ingredients of the recipe that works for us in promoting net zero emissions are the following. First, it is necessary that every country has a clear strategy of not only of where it wants to go, but also how it wants to get there. So it's not only about NDCs, but it's also about LTS, the long-term strategy. This is an instrument that we think is going to be very useful for countries to design their strategy going forward for a zero emission. So the first element is a clear strategy, clear goals, and clear actions. The second is, of course, there's going to be necessary a lot of investment. And be it public, be it private, be it international, be it national or multinational. But the 3 element is key if you want to have access to this investment. This third element is the regulatory framework and the right policies. And you basically need the 3 of these elements to make sure that the country can make progress in terms of the green agenda. You need, again, the strategy, you need the investment, and you need the policy. And that's the way we have dealt with the different cases we have had in Northern Africa. In Egypt, for instance, we have made a lot of progress on renewables with 26 projects and 1.3 gigawatts already deployed there. In Morocco, we've been working on some innovative solutions for private-to-private use of renewable, trying to minimize also something that has been presented in the document before, the debt burden for the sovereigns. So from our side in EBRD, our focus is private sector, and we aim at mobilizing as much as possible private sector investment for the private sector in the different countries where we operate. But it's not only Egypt. In Morocco, we've been doing some very interesting projects in terms also of hydropower. And also in Tunisia, we've been engaging with SMEs also because they also play their role in promoting the green agenda. So we think that an engagement with the local authorities is fundamental for multilateral institutions, but it's also fundamental that the local authorities have a view that combines the need for investment with the need for actions from their side to favor that this investment is mobilized and comes to their countries.